Got a gold mine right in your face, but you wasn't even looking
You
for
wasn't
it.
looking for it, for it, for it. Yeah.
We're back with yet another episode of Gold Mine Mondays. I'm your host, Billy Slum. And today I'm excited about today's show because, I feel like Gold Mine Mondays is a platform that was created strictly for the unsung heroes and whatever facet of life that you walk in, whether it be music, the arts, or whether it be, if you're a community activist or whatever the case. Today's guest, kind of embodies a little bit of all of that. We're going to get into his story. I believe in representing for the underdogs and the underground because that's where I come from. And this guy's what I like to call one of those unsung heroes of the city. So I'm going to introduce the song and present to others, none other than VLowe. I appreciate you, brother. Yes, sir. Appreciate your time, bro. Before we get started, I'm also give you the gold nugget of the day. The gold nugget of today. Stay down till you come up. Stay down till you come up. For me, I ain't gonna make this about me. Just stay down till you come up. That's for anybody out there who, whatever journey you on, just stay down till you come up. That's a gold nugget of the day. Yeah. Yes, sir. So get into brother VLowe, as they call him, man. I get passionate when I start talking about music and people's stories and their journeys or whatever. And I ask every guest, what was it or what that moment for you when you fell in love, you got bit by this art bug? What was that for you?
Really tripping out with some of the homies in Green Meadow back in the day, probably like 94, 95. Me and my boy Matt C. We tripping out because I always be cracking on folks. I crack on folks in a weird way. I just might have some of the randomest words to call somebody. Yeah. And then one day, man, was just back and forth and freestyling, joking around, and my word was just going. And he was just like, oh, nigga, you know, thought about rapping. So I'm like, man, oh, no, man. I never thought about rapping. So I just started doing it in the room, be tripping out with it. Mm-hmm. Then I ran across Brother Lynch. I ran across Brother Lynch, heard the way he rap, and then I paid attention to how he rap. Mm-hmm. And it seems sick and gory at first when you just listening to it through the ear. But when you pay attention to what he's saying in his direction with how he rapping and why he rapping that way, it makes perfect sense. It's like way of dissecting your enemies lyrically. Mm-hmm. Whole, you know what I'm saying? That just really made me zoom into just music because there's so many people that you done had beef with or females you done had arguments with that you didn't know how to just. And then it just came to where you can just put it in words and rhyme and rap. Yeah. That's how I really got into it.
So you got into it off of Brother Lynch. That's crazy. Because it's another segment of my show called The Gumbo Pot. And me being I don't know, I got a different type of ear when it comes to music, and I can hear artists and kind of hear their backstory, if that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. So like you can hear like who people was influenced by. Yeah. So we're gonna get to that gumbo pot of yours. Yeah. Brother Lynch was one of the ingredients that I pulled for you, so it's crazy that you say that, man. So from there, what made you want to start jumping into just putting yourself out there?
Being around a lot of people that said I was dope with freestyling, getting people to come pick me up and take me to other places. The freestyle that gives people like they wake me up out of my sleep. Hey man, you got the people here, and they really made me stay focused on. Hey man, you really could do something with this. Really could do something with this. And then of course, the struggle of the hood just. You always see inspiration through people, gangster rappers on TV and the ins and outs of how this can happen, how that can happen. Then here happening in Atlanta, which is right up the street. Yeah. It's just making it even more inspiring that, hey man, this is a way that we can make it way out there. We just rapping. So it made the niggas stay all the way down. It was funny that you said the golden nigga the other day was stay down until you come up. Mm-hmm. I literally had just told G-Real the day when I was chopping up with him, I said, hey man, stay down and stay up, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. That's the way, man. That hit my spirit because I've been in one of them phases where it's just like, you know what, I done quit music so many times, man. Like, if you are creative, I know you feel me to some degree. Like, I'm tired of this shit.
The reason why that's funny, because when Lockdog first said, and he wasn't doing nothing but tattoos and stuff like this and that, I used to be one of the main brothers on Lockdog every day. Yeah. When I chop it up with him, blowing, kicking him, chopping it. Yeah. I'm like, man, you ain't gonna put out nothing? He's like, man, I'm through it, ain't gonna do it. I say I'm through it. That's what it is. I'm sticking this, nothing but music. tattoos. I mean, them with the tattoos to give me clothes, the raw authentic brand, my yard, woo. I kept y'all, but I said, can't nobody tell your story like you, man. A lot of people know your story, but you the only one that can really put your story out there the way you can, you feel me?
Yeah.
And through the grace of God, when I heard him back with the family tree thing, he said he was back full throttle.
Yeah.
It did something to me, you know what I'm saying? You know how it is. We been here. We been around each other for a long time, so I ain't got to go that far back with it. But to hear one of y'all say that y'all back, it mean a lot to me because I know that what y'all story is. I really know the history behind what y'all speaking about. And can't nobody put it out there but the originals, you feel me? Without the originals speaking it and continue to speak. That's why 8 Ball MJG never laid down, you feel me? Scarface never laid down. Bun B, all of them still ready for when they just started, you feel me? And that's how I feel about all y'all. Like I feel like y'all forever got a voice. As long as you're breathing, it's a reason why you got that voice for whether it be lyrical content or doing what you do with the podcast. And even though it ain't a beat behind what you're doing, we still rapping. Like we rapping right now, you feel me? So
Real rap.
I just be glad to hear that y'all still boom, boom, boom. But of course, I done ran across a plenty of my brothers that done said J-Mo. He definitely one that be like, yeah, man, I do something y'all want me to, but whoop, whoop, whoop. But then when they get that spirit back, like, I got the album for the great. You like, yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. But I do know what you mean when you be like, man, don't do it there, man. You feel me?
You invest so much time, energy, and finances into something, and it can take a toll on you. And brother, my producer, man, that's also my cousin. He kind of keep me on it, man. And Wolf and Leezy, Fresh, all my people good. They be staying on me, man. But hey, man, don't just keep at it, man. Just do it because you love it. Don't do it for and expect the outcome. You know what I'm saying? So again, stay down till you come up. I think what a lot of people don't know about you, man, and we're gonna get into how you developed your style. So many people in the city may consider VLowe as a gangster rapper.
For sure.
But I happen to know that you are a pretty intelligent dude, man. Given your style of rap and how you present your music, and people know what's up with you when they see you like off rip, they already know what's up. So that's what understood. What's understood ain't got to be explained. How do you maintain that balance? Because you do have some deep thoughts, but you still represent what you represent. How do you maintain that balance in the music and still put a message out there?
First and foremost, through the grace of God, literally without the word, I would never even had the insight on how to put out the word play or how to make Crip look different than just what people got the diagram of what Crip is, you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for the study guide, and then after the study guide, the Panther movement, the Panther movement showed me the real reason of progress, revolution, so with that, along with being the study guide, I knew I was gonna rap regardless. I wasn't gonna stop rapping, but I knew I had to also develop a way to put out, letting people know, hey, more than what y'all think this is. So in that, I can't just speak about Crip. So I always speak about Crip, Blood, Folk, and Mafia. That what made the whole brotherhood ordeal came about. That was the whole purpose of making sure every time I drop music, you got some kind of messaging with the lyric showing that it's more in the street than what you think it is. And then when they think about it, Martin Luther King fought his war in the streets. Malcolm X fought his war through the street. The Panthers fought their war through the street. Even our Savior did a lot of miracles and stuff in the street. Like he dealt with the street.
You on the street? I was just having that conversation the other day, man. People, that. And I don't know why we going this way, but I'm gonna say it. What the hell? People who are maybe a little more religious, I'll say, than maybe you and I. They quit to judge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Jesus was in the streets, really just literally reiterated what I just said. Jesus was in the streets he was running with the street cats and putting his message out there.
Them the ones who need the deliverance more.
Yeah, for sure.
Them the ones who need the touching more. Yeah. That's the whole point of not leaving the element of the street, but putting more ingredients into the street to show that the streets is really what the source of everything really is. You know what I'm saying? Then when they refer certain people, not just me, there's other artists that they refer to as gangster rappers, which is cool in an aspect of long as you making sure they put the picture of what gangster really is. Gangster ain't what thugging and gangster in the streets is a whole different possibility. Like gangsters are intelligent. Gangsters are people who modify business, organize things, make sure family took care of, make sure there's rules and ordinance to how people move about. It's a right way and a wrong way. In the eyes of us, the ones who believe in Christ, we don't believe in judging, period. But we just speaking on the physicality of what things is, meaning that it is some people that move on the ordinance of, hey, I'm a gangster. In order for you to fit the description, you got to move a certain way or build a certain way. If you're not like this, you can't say you're a gangster. Now, you can say you're a thug, you say you're a street nigga, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But you can't say you this because we are ordinance over there. Well, you know, that's so. As long as they giving the picture of gangster of a person who take care of their family, standing silent on what they say truthfully, then yeah, gangster rapper is where I always be.
That's hella gangster to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about this following that VLowe has, man. VLowe, you managed to stay relevant and keep your name afloat, I would say. You know,
Sure.
And your whole movement has been like grassroots. Because I mean, you know, for people who know, if you from the city, you from the town, and you know. If you know, you know. There's not a lot of VLowe music on streaming platforms.
Sure.
But VLowe is heavy in the streets, man. So and you have a multicultural following, hand to hand.
Yeah.
Talk about that grassroots movement, man, and how you've been able to maintain.
Through the grace of God again, first and foremost, and through love. And I always put God first, always because it's supposed to be that way, but literally because it really is that way. Like that really is the reason why I was able to stay relevant. Love, like showing love to the younger homies, showing love to their parents, getting love from both. Like they all spread the same thing, that we all got share the same mutual feeling of love and respect. So, you know, with that alone, whether music exists with it or not, they just, you know, I think they gravitate me to gravitate to who I am because of how I am, you know what I'm saying? Because of that.
And you're a genuine cat, man. VLowe just pop up randomly and call you, man. Hey, man, I just thought about you, brother. Blah blah blah. And you know, and you know, we all get caught up in our regular lives and doing our day-to-day activities. Sometimes we forget to really just check in with people or let people know, hey man, you was on my spirit, you was on my mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Yada yada yada. God bless you. Whatever the case may be.
Yeah, real.
So I took a page from your book, from you doing it. You did that with me a couple times, and I appreciate that. Let me tell you that on camera. I appreciate that. When people hit my spirit, I call them right then, regardless of what I'm doing. Hey man, look, I ain't wanting that. Somebody just told me to check on you.
Yeah,
You never know how that can, you know what I'm saying, help somebody day.
Yeah,
You don't know what people be going through, and that person may have hit your spirit or your mind for a reason that you don't know, but maybe they know.
They're right.
Only God and them know.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I've learned to be obedient from I took a branch from your tree.
I do that often. And I say often, there's a lot of brothers and sisters that tell y'all always reach out to people randomly and just be like, man, I just checking in and say, how you been? Well, been a minute.
Yeah.
They real though.
That's solid, man. So okay, you establishing this network, and you've been around, and we was talking about on the previous episode, we was talking about I think your name may have came up as one of my favorites that if not, I'm saying it now. One of my favorites I like to see when it comes to performances.
For sure.
Yeah, I remember seeing VLowe. I think my very first time seeing you performing. No, hold up. Was it Wings?
Oh, the ballroom.
Ballroom.
For sure.
Ballroom. And when I say VLowe put on the show, he put on the show.
Yeah, real.
So tell me what helps you craft that showmanship and when you hit the stage, because you know you'll get up there, you'll of course you're gonna get your walk on, but you're gonna groove, you're gonna dance too, and you confident in yourself as a man, like, man, if I gotta dance, if I gotta do whatever, I'm gonna do that, but I'm still me, and you know what it is.
If you know that, and I know you be knowing on my Facebook page when I be tripping out, putting up different skits, costume, this and that. I always been very characteristic as kid. I always been entertaining. Like I love to get crunk, like getting crunk. You know, back in the day before any kind of music, we had nothing but party music. That's all we knew was party music. You know, dudes was gonna party, females was gonna party. You know what I'm saying? So that was just really when it came down to my beats. I always know how to move to a certain beat. You know what I'm saying? This is my beat. You know what I'm saying? So then you get on stage in front of so many people, man, I don't know what it is. When you get in front of so many folks, all these people, man.
They take over.
You feel me, man? All these people saying showing love to your song. Like you did one person. And they cats from the east side, south side, they mama like, you know how many people been in the ballroom, bro? Like, you know,
for sure.
For you to just be a rapper from Bellevue, These folk don't know you. They just knew you was a rapper from Bill.
But you make people feel your shit, bro.
You feel me? That jump meant a lot. That what made nigga want to keep perform like, cause I know that what they came to see. They came to see you.
Yourself, I always shout out Black Pearl. Even shout out the boy Ray.
Yeah.
When Ray was doing his music, like watching y'all perform, that I always take notes.
Yeah, for sure.
From people who inspire me, man. So salute on that, man. What helped you develop that show? Was it just the party music from back in the day?
Yeah, that's what I say. Cause I always been a crunk. I'm a chill, but I always crunk silly. You know what I'm saying? I always was a crunk kid.
See,
man.
people wouldn't know that. People wouldn't know that unless they, got to know, you outside of the music. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But we always tripping out, man. Always.
For sure. See, Ballroom, Wing Cafe. Everybody, if you're not from Macon, Georgia, I know this podcast we aiming for the world as an audience, right? But I really want to highlight Macon, Georgia, and we've been slept on for so long and treated like the red-headed stepchild, right? It's certain things when you come to the town that you kind of have to know, especially when you talk about like the music scene. And Macon is very heavily underground oriented. And like I said, this is one of the artists that you should know about if you don't. And like I said, my man ain't got a whole lot of music on streaming, but the streets know him. You know what I'm saying? And when he put on the show, he put on the show. Which leads me to your gumbo pot. Well, now we already pointed out one element of your gumbo pot. So the gumbo pot is the segment on my show where I ask every creative, or whatever you want to call it, like your mama or your grandma may make gumbo different from how my grandma did it. But it's basically gumbo is composed of a lot of ingredients, right? And so I want to know if we had to break down a pot of VLowe gumbo, what influences we gonna find? Who influenced your style? Or who you looked at and said, well, I like the way they do this. Let me take that and sprinkle my sauce on it. Because I know two for sure that I think. You name one. I'm gonna let you name the rest and see if my other guests come up in it. But like anybody artistically, fashion wise, like the swag or anything like that. What's your gumbo pot? Who was those ingredients?
My gumbo pot with my apparel come from West Coast, period. The whole West Coast,
right?
In general, that was inherited early age, 17. From 17 to now, I've been wearing Dickies and Chucks. I ain't wore no other shoes since like I was 17. I probably had one pair of J's I gave to somebody, and some hooping shoes I be hooping in nowadays. But that came from the West Coast. Tech 9, guy named Twisted Insane, D-Lo the Gear God, Fiend, Crazy Bone. That really would be Dane Family at first. Like they had a big impact on what I was when I first started rapping. 8 Ball with the storytelling. I got the storytelling part from him when I first started telling how to put stories together. But my delivery, these days, what I stuck with the most, my delivery come from Twisted Insane. I got there, Twisted Insane.
I ain't familiar with
blood guy from California.
Twisted Insane.
Yeah.
I gotta get. Well, he part of Tech 9 crew.
He with the group. Like, I didn't say he with him. He did a track with Tech 9 called Dope.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, he's been a solo artist with Brain Sick. Got his own label called Brain Sick.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, for sure. I like to tap into people gumbo pot when I'm not familiar with the artist. So that give me something to go listen to after this. You sure that's it?
Yeah, I would say that.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you. You name one, which was Brother Lynch, right?
For sure.
But I always thought, because I remember meeting you back in the mud old days when you first came over. I think you did a song with Shay. Yep. So from that moment, I said, okay, he got the fuck with 3-6 head.
Oh yeah, that for sure though.
Okay.
And I just make sure it's just like my word. I would say like, man, I was super 3-6 fan, man. Like mega 3-6 fan. Bro.
Okay.
Coops the Nickel, Lord Infamous.
For sure.
Like them some of my favorites from the crew, man. I listen to their solo project. I used to listen to all types of 3-6, man. Yeah, that real though.
I heard Heavy 3-6 and Heavy Brother Lynch.
That real.
Okay, you named some other ones. I ain't familiar with Twisted Insane, but I'm get familiar.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I like that. Okay. Look at me knowing what I be talking about a little bit. Yeah, man. If VLowe had to create his dream collaboration, who gon' like you can get anybody past, present, future, whatever. Who no longer here with us or whatever. Who gonna produce it and who gonna all be on the track?
I know for sure, man. I would say I would want Hitman to produce it for sure, without a doubt.
So that's Town Business. Shout out to Hitman.
And the feature I would love to have would be Young Bleed.
R.I.P. Young Bleed.
I mean that. I mean that was the verse I really was looking forward to. Like really, we chopped it up. You know, me and Bleed I became more than just a fan of Bleed. That really became a brother. Like he really put me on the phone with Fred Hampton Jr., you know what I'm saying? Like me and Fred talked about the brotherhood movement. He saluted me for it, you know what I'm saying? He told me that the way I was moving about the brotherhood was the way to move, that we need to meet all that would do Bleed, you know, to get a chance to chop it up with Bleed the whole time that he I mean, you know, like we doing a podcast now. I podcast Bleed every day with him.
Yeah.
I running from when I was 14, asking questions about the strange music deal, everything, you know what I'm saying? He would give me a lot of history. I salute the brother for that. I was in one of their last video with him and Bo Hagen. You know what I'm saying? That was deep. We talked about a lot of stuff down there that day. So yeah, I mean, that would be the verse. That would be the feature I really would love to have.
Hitman, VLowe featuring Young Bleed.
That real.
Okay. So I'll talk about that brotherhood movement, man. Let's delve a little bit more into that because you mentioned the whole Panther movement a couple different times, man. And I think this is something that, again, regardless of what you may think, you know, at first glance, with this brother, he's definitely about unity and unification in these streets, which our city needs. More people ground level, street level, trying to bring things together, man. So talk about that brotherhood movement.
The brotherhood movement came about with me and a few brothers in the hood. I was sitting at the crib one day doing my thing, chopping it up to myself about life and situation. And I looked around at the brothers in the room with me, and I just thought to myself how much they meant to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I knew they were more than friends. You know, I had friends forever, had homies forever. You know what I'm saying? It's different to have a brother.
Right.
So I looked at them, I was like, man, how y'all feel about if I start calling y'all my brother instead of my homie or my nigga or my brother? I mean, my partner, and they were like, yeah, we brothers. You know what I'm saying? I said, but I'm saying that we're gonna really be like brothers, you know what I'm saying? Like what I'm saying is we're gonna really be like we came out each other more womb, like we really gonna look at each other equal, like we really gonna be brothers, you know what I'm saying? Boom. From that moment on out, they understood where I come from, what I was saying. We walked from there, went to holler at the homie Chick. Chevy Wayne Scott his name on Facebook, but Chick, he filmed the
Countdown.
Yep, and he had chopped up. He understood where I was coming from with it. He understood how deep it meant. Like it mean way more to be brothers than to be friends or to be homies. Yeah. And we made that movement from then and talked about it had to be blood, crip, folks, and mafia. Without it all, is not a brotherhood. We all got to be one. God is the only head, ain't no leader. We all come to each other what we need to chop it up about, help each other with things, etc., etc. And from 2013 to the day, that would it been. Like from 2013 to now, that's what it been.
How do you think how can we, so I'm using my platform for a conversation like this. How can we use your movement to reach some of the youngsters out here, man, stop some of the killing, man?
Oh, well, you already know who can do that. Only God can do that. First, we can do our part, but how we do that is continue doing what we doing. Like you already moved the move. You don't get the impression of, hey, you got to be a tough guy. You got to have pistol. You got to always be. You get the impression of, hey, you can be successful, man. Just staying dedicated and staying focused on righteousness. You know what I'm saying? You get that already. It's only a handful of brothers and sisters that doing that, but all we can continue to do is walk the walk and let God do the rest. Because the one that we supposed to touch or gravitate to, it's gonna happen automatically.
Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down, man.
Because them cat, you know how it's so wild out there, man. You already know. It ain't no controlling that right there. It's the Lord will that it's meant to be controlled.
Okay, so let's turn the page. Let's talk about the city. Like I said, this show, we're not limited to the walls of Macon, Georgia. We want to reach the world, but talking about Macon specifically, man, why do you think it's taking so long for us to really break through as far as like music?
Because so many people focused on blowing up outside of Macon instead of just Macon up as a city. If Macon didn't have the fundings as a city to make its own artists where it was, it's almost impossible for me to believe that Macon as a city ain't got the money to fund the artists or to make. We can make ourselves our own stars. Like it's bigger than California. Didn't have to come to Macon to blow California up. Or Houston didn't have to. None of them people didn't. They all blew up in their own thing. And I just think that's what we miss out on. We try to go everywhere else instead of just sticking straight here. feed each other, eat off each other, blow up with each other, ain't no need trying to be a star in another person's, you know what I mean? I ain't saying you can't be, but if you ain't even a star in your own city, you already know they ain't gonna step as that kind of star unless you surpass what's already starship up that way. It's just so much that they look past in our own city that makes it hard for the city itself as a whole to blow. It's easy for a person to blow out of Macon, but the reason Macon won't blow because people won't blow as a city. It's just that.
So you think we need to put more time, effort, and energy into our own artists?
And our own DJs, our own radio station, our own mayor, our own everything. Like we got commissioners. If the commissioner and the mayor wasn't into music, they wouldn't have the atrium. What it is down there?
We know what you're talking
about. Yeah, the mayor he wouldn't have that. They wouldn't be the amphitheater. Yeah, they wouldn't have that for entertainment. Yeah. They wouldn't have the new Coliseum to bring big. They doing a lot of this stuff to bring more to the city. It's just all about the community itself gravitating to how to be a part of that movement they got going on. Because they movement already going. Whether we are part of it or not, the city is moving.
What I hear a lot, man, just in my workplace and just in my everyday walk of life, when people think of an artist being like homegrown, because I don't like to use the word local. If they hear an artist that's homegrown, a lot of people like automatically want to turn a deaf ear. What do you think we can do to change that?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to say because if you go to Atlanta, it's the same way. Or if you go, say if you go to Atlanta, the way some people down here make it look at some of the artists in Atlanta, the people in Atlanta look at them like, oh man, they don't bump them people's music as much as like we hear it down this way and on TV because that's the presentation that they put out there. But up in Atlanta, you might hear them bumping a bunch of Texas people music. You might hear them bumping some West Coast music, some New York music. You know what I'm saying? They'll sit there and they say it a lot. They be like, oh, man, we don't look at them people like that up this way. You know what I'm saying? Whoop, whoop. I just think it's just a thing when you from, you know what I'm saying?
It's a thing. Okay.
And then you know how it is with making dude, or another thing with making too is, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, it's just a thing, you know what I'm saying? Like if you start popping and popping big, a lot of folks just gravitate to you because he popping now, you know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. But if not, you know what I'm saying, they're more like, oh, he just somebody just rapping in too much, you know what I'm saying? So they don't put a whole lot into it. So sometimes it just depends on how they look at your vibe or how they feel you gonna be as an individual. Is he gonna be a star? If he gonna be a star, then you speak about somebody local, then yeah, I can root for him. But if he just somebody who rapping, just gonna be the average Joe, they don't see no reason to put the energy that we would put in either one. If you popping, we'll mess with you. If you trying to pop, we'll mess with you.
Yeah.
You got a song that like, if you ain't popping, we ain't even finna mess with you. You know what I'm saying? Because we just trying to get what popping. But that's just how I go. But like I say, you can't say that's a bad or a good thing. It's just a thing.
I like your perspective on that.
Yeah, me too.
But you got a question for him?
Oh no, I like that perspective too.
Yeah, I told you, man. Brother smart, man. You kind of help infiltrate the city, so to speak, with Locke and a few other artists. And y'all start doing the sharing showcase. Talk about that too, but that was real heavy for the city.
Very heavy. May the 4th at Spark. She got a
down here?
Yeah, she come to Spark. She cranked back up the chitlin circuit. And what's so funny about her doing that is, man, I mean, it had to be at least 7 to 8 years ago. I heard about the chitlin circuit. An older guy was telling me about it there in Atlanta, about how they just had tours just for local, like just rhyme, just small. I was like, man, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to connect smaller stuff like Thompson, Cochran, Griffin, all this that could connect all this right here and just keep it at that. Like that's our lane. We don't need no. That's our capitalism. We ain't trying to go where they already got theirs to keep the chitlin circuit cracked. And Miss Sherry, talking to me, we chop it up like on my son and she my mom, we chop it up regularly. Yeah. So we chopping it up early in the morning, and she say, VLowe, I want you to do a show for me in Thompson. So I said, hey, ain't no thing, I'm at work and everything. So ain't no thing. She made the flyer, told me what she was gonna do. Then she said, do I know anybody down here that's a radio influencer? I instantly said Super Day, you know what I'm saying? So I said, Super Day, man, LJ Super Day, woo-hoo. Gave him a number, they chop it up. She started telling me, I'm finna start doing the chitlin circuit. I was like, man, I talked about this so many years ago, you know what I'm saying? She keep her mind on focused on making sure the local get looked at as well as the stars already, because she said we are the stars.
She's the perfect balance of both. You know what I'm saying?
When I say perfect, man, because she come from that. You feel me? She been in
the people who own talk about this shit.
You know what I'm saying, man? She one of the originators of Atlanta, man. You know what I'm saying? To be that big,
real Atlanta,
to be that big and focus on people like us, man. That means so much to me, because she ain't even got to do that, but her heart literally lives on our type of music. That just let me know. For me to meet her years later of a feeling, I've been had a feeling that I need to stick to this. I ain't never tried to blow, but I ain't never tried to go global. And that's why a lot of my music ain't on. I mean, I had a music manager, David Tripp, one of the best music managers I ever ran across. He done showed me a lot with business. He done always try to put so much. But I always just, whatever feeling, whatever it was, I don't know. I couldn't even tell only God know. I just know I always wanted to maintain a certain lane. I done stood beside the best of them. I done shook hands with some of the best. I mean, when I say some of the best, we've been side by side chopping it up, man. I still couldn't see myself trying to be that. Like, they'll tell me, we in the same club, me and some of these niggas that stars, we in the same club performing for the same bread. You feel me? I'm killing these niggas at a show that these niggas on TV, I'm performing against these niggas. I'm like, what I look like? And then to hear Miss Sharon feed you the game that, nigga, you right. Like, you really is already one of them. You just ain't the one that want to do this for the money. You ain't trying to do this for the fame. You really trying to get a essence of what music is to you out there. And that's why she appreciated me through the grace of being who I am. Like, it's just all about pushing the original, keeping everything that's overlooked and not really recognized in the light that they supposed to have. You feel me? Because that's the real, man. That's why, you know, 8 Ball and MJG. I speak about 8 Ball a lot because he one of the one that you always get. And Young Buck too. You can just catch them dropping stuff randomly, just out of nowhere, just dropping stuff because they ain't never tried to go further than who they is, man. You know, that mean a lot to me right there, man. You know.
Yeah, man. You always been that artist, man. And I respect it. And like I look at different people's movements or whatever, and you really stay consistent to what you do, man.
So
what's coming up next for you?
I got an album coming out. It's gonna be. I've been working on it for about over a year and a half or so. A lot of Hitman producing, probably 97%.
Man, I'm trying to get Hitman. Come on, he like, man, I don't know Billy Goat, man. I don't like to do the talking, I don't like to do the camera, but I'm gonna get you on him. Hitman is a well-known producer in Macon, Georgia. He gets his flowers as well. Go ahead.
Literally, he do, man. But it's a 40-song project. It's gonna be a double disc.
Whoa, okay.
I got a lot of features on it. I mean, I'm reaching around the city to a lot of people. I got Gangsta from the Dirty Boys already on them. I got D-Rock from the Yin Yang Twin on there. I got dude named COS, Bill Brother Lynch. Like I say, I was gonna get Bleed and I was gonna get Mystical. Unfortunately, y'all know what's going on with Mystical already, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The situation with Bleed, but through the grace of God, my brother OE, of course, said he'll show some love to me on my CD, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have OE on there. I was gonna holler at Smoke from Field Mall, but they ended up sending Sean J to the club that night. We was at Spoils and holler at Sean J, but you know what's going on, his situation too, you feel me? So but yeah, that project that's going on. Me and G-Rail got a project we're working on. We've been keeping on low called Army of 2. It's nice. It's a nice project that we're gonna put together.
Okay.
I got some videos coming up to a lot of some old tracks that people ain't heard before and some of my new track too. Basically that's about it. Of course the movement getting stronger through the grace of God and still pushing that. That's the main thing. I'm hoping out the maybe that project and one more other solo project I may do. After that, I'm just gonna be strictly stuck on community activism. It ain't gonna be nothing but promoting the movement.
So you really got a passion for like touching the streets.
Oh yeah, that's for sure, without a doubt. That's where we come from. I mean, you seen it, I seen firsthand. You know what I'm saying? Sure. When you know that if it's the Lord will, He gave you. We come from the realness of it, bro. You feel me? We don't come from. I'm talking to a brother who I knew stood in the same mud I stood in the real way. You want
a lot of people don't know that.
You want a nigga. You want a nigga on the outside looking in. You literally in there. You feel me? And when God give you a chance to really see who you was, you ain't even looking at the people. God give you a chance to see who you was and give you an opportunity to see a better life, show you a better vision. You stick to that. And so the whole thing is to touch the brothers around you that been on that, because they know you come from that. They know you really, if you wasn't D1, you one of the main ones there with it. So they know to hear you speak about it differently. It's a reason, you know what I'm saying? Whether they move on it at that time or not, they know you one of the ones that can. This ain't a nigga just telling me wordplay. This is a nigga who I know did it.
Right.
So that's the reason.
You got a title for you say you gave me the title for the joint project with G-Ray.
With G-Ray, Armor 2. My project, my solo project I let that
Still on
get
the
down.
raps?
Yeah, I let it
Okay.
get down to like the last 2 songs or something. By the time we get to the last 2 songs, I been like, can't go with how many
Okay.
because
Okay.
I didn't have so many.
And it's still gonna be hand to hand.
Yeah, for sure. I probably get a few. I got the last album I did with MC8 on it with 2 years ago. I got that album. It's online. It's on a couple of sites: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. Called Long Time Coming. But they got the United Masters. The first time they did it, the first time they published it in Sunday places, marketed, I guess, or Sunday places, they had it labeled as CRIP, which is a song that me and MC8 were on. But the album called Long Time Coming. Yeah, that's on a lot of platforms.
Gotcha. What you want people to remember the most about VLowe, man, and what VLowe stood for?
That I really love through the grace of God, and I genuinely want to see every individual succeed in everything they got going on. I'm a very hopeful person, and the movement is really what my main focus is. Togetherness of all. I mean, I'm literally that. Like, literally just that. Love over everything. That's me.
Right on, man. And look, man, it's such an honor for me to have you here, man, because we know, people don't know. This man don't really pop out. I mean, he do his thing on as far as like on his page, but you don't really, VLowe is kind of like, I ain't gonna say Bigfoot, but close to it. You don't really be out like that, you know what I'm saying? For you to take time to really come fuck with us, man, I really appreciate it.
Likewise, I do, bro, for real.
Man.
And crazy when you say that, I don't really get out. I had went to see OE when OE Pastor George came down here.
Okay, yeah.
Everywhere OE go, me and OE like brothers. Like I said, I chop it up with like
So, OE, we need you on Gold Mine Money.
OE a dope brother, man, like a real genuine brother. And I was telling them, I said, man, they were like, you going to see OE? I said, man, I might go down there. I told OE about 5 minutes, I'll be right back out of there, man. I paid just go in there and chop it up. That nigga, I'm out of there, man. That's the scene ain't the thing no more. I go in there, holler at OE for literally about 6 to 7 minutes top. I just said, man, you good? He's like, yeah, I'm good. I said, I'm right, man. I just can't holler at you, dog. It just don't. If it ain't, when you don't see, I guess I don't know, man. It ain't like it's a negative thing in the club, but when you just don't see what you need to see in the club, man, like,
I miss the days when people used to actually dance, man. Girls would dance, and it was a different spirit in some of these places now. Yeah, but what I will say, shout out to the boy DJ Smooth. He had me perform at he called it Steppers Thursday. They be at that line dancing. So this is a brand new culture to me.
For sure.
And just trying to study the art, that genre and all that. And I'm looking at these young people, the YN, so to speak. It was no security. The club was damn near wall to wall. And these motherfuckers in here dancing.
Getting down, boy.
Dancing. Like around the club in the line. And then he'll play another song that start going backwards. I'm like, whoa. And I'm just sitting at the bar just watching this. I'm like, okay. I'm learning. I'm still a sponge. I'm still at this point in my life, I'm still a sponge, still absorbing and see what make people tick and what make them move. And, my brain started going, man. And just, I miss them times, man, when we used to just have to go places and really have fun. And you ain't got to worry about looking over your shoulder. Now, I'm in Warner Robins, and that ain't our turf. You know what I'm saying? We know how it is. Like, when you out and about, you driving around down there, like, you got to watch out for the laws and all that kind of stuff, man. But to be in that element and see that many black people in one place, ain't nothing pop off, and just all smiles and good vibes. People dance, people sweat. I'm watching people sweat, bro. I ain't seen that in I don't know how many years, bro.
It's decades.
That's.
I ain't seen that since maybe
middle
school house party days.
Right,
middle school, middle school, like when people had high parties, you actually seen people dancing and sweating.
I was used to seeing, okay, the party gonna go good about a good hour or two, and somebody gonna act ignorant. So I get it. All right, the DJ, come on, y'all ain't gotta go home with y'all, that type of thing. But it was just all love, man. And I think that's what's missing in culture and music and pretty much everything. Just the love, man. You hit it spot on, bro.
That's what's missing in music, period, bro. And like I told the acronym, my third put the acronym for what I told them music stands for. To me, must use soul in communication. And if you use soul when you communicating, it's always love, always, bro.
Yes, sir.
And that's what real music is about, man. Literally, and that's it's easy to use that. They don't understand the power of words, bro. It's easy to use the game for money, man, but they don't understand what they putting out there into the real, but it's a lot of poison that be flowing, and they don't understand it, man. But you know, to the grace of God, if it the Lord will, I ain't saying I got the eyes. I don't know who got the eyes, but if it the Lord will, people got the eyes to see a different way, and they got the words played just as strong as the other side got words played. You feel me?
For sure. What's your closing remark, man? Anything VLowe want to let the people know?
Love for real, and don't stop living. Man, believe in God and stay focused. That's literally what it is.
I ain't gotta say nothing else, man, but stay down till you come up, man. This Gold Mine Money is Unbuilt Islam. This is VLowe, and we gone, man.
For sure.
Got a gold mine right in your face, but you wasn't even looking
You
for
wasn't
it.
looking for it. Yeah.